Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. A 10-year-old boy discovers ancient gold with his metal detector that could be worth thousands of dollars. Let's explore! Yes, this comes to us from Daily Mail, shared with me by Gary Croft. Before we continue, I'd like to encourage you to apply a bit of pressure to the like button to help to get the story out there, because these kinds of stories fascinate me, especially in this modern age when one would think that most of the ground has been picked over for such items as this. So when we hear more stories to find, an item which is up to 5,000 years old that's discovered in the ground, especially in the United Kingdom, where there's a lot of rich history that has been discovered there already, and more is being found. In many cases, it's shaping and altering the narrative of what history was and help us to better understand about what happened there. This could be one of those cases. This 10-year-old boy is a metal detectorist there, and he discovered this rare Bronze Age gold treasure with his metal detector, and he almost threw it away because he thought it was a bit of foil. Yes, indeed. Patrick Hooper struck gold during a dig on land near Andover, Hampshire, but didn't bother to mention it to his father Andrew, who was also a metal detectorist, believing it to be rubbish. The schoolboy even put the ribbon gold in his trash bag, which his father usually empties straight into the bin when they return home. Here you see a picture of Patrick with the gold piece that he discovered there. And there he is in action, just detecting there. Very cool. And there is the actual gold ribbon itself. It's believed to be 5,000 years old, and it could be worth several £1,000s. IT salesman Mr. Hooper, 47, tipped out the contents into their doorstep and spotted the rare gold, which is believed to be between 3,000 and 5,000 years old. This little piece right here, by the way, almost looks like it could have been a chink in it from the shovel from digging it out, but I don't know. It's hard to tell there. There's also looks to be a crease there too, so maybe it's stress from being bent over. It is now being examined and recorded as suspected prehistoric treasure, which could be worth thousands of pounds, which means even more thousands of dollars. The 4-inch strip of gold is believed to have either been worn in women's hair or to decorate a dagger handle. It could be worth thousands of pounds, which will be split 50-50 between Patrick and the landowner, who has been notified of the incredible find. And that's interesting. It's good to hear that at least there will be, apparently, I don't know if the Antiquities Association would buy it or what have you, how they would do that, but we'll find out here. It's unusual for anyone to find any archaeological items of cultural significance, and even more unusual for them to be found by a little boy, said Simon Maslin, finds liaison officer for Surrey and Hampshire. This is a suspected piece of prehistoric treasure, which will be recorded under the 1996 Treasure Act. It is believed to be Bronze Age ribbon gold, which is enigmatic as it was used for personal adornment. The form, the shape, and the decoration are all indicative of that time, and it's not very common to find such a piece. He refused to comment on the value of the piece, which will have to be declared as treasure by the county coroner. I can't believe that I've possibly found something so rare that it's treasure, Patrick said. I wasn't even excited when I found it. I had a strong signal and dug the metal out, but when I saw it, I thought, oh, it's just a bit of gold foil. It looked like a sweet wrapper, and I put it in a trash bag and didn't even mention it to anyone, as I thought it was rubbish. Normally, Dad empties the trash bag straight into the bin, but this time he didn't. It's so lucky otherwise, we would have thrown it anyway. I've told all my friends that I found some treasure, and they think it's cool. Patrick, who started metal detecting 18 months ago, was recently bought a 350-pound Nocta Micro Simplex as a present by his parents. Discovered the ribbon on July the 31st. He'd gone out on a dig with metal detecting club soil searchers on a piece of land which they won't identify publicly after getting the permission from the owner. Real smart move. You know, a bunch of people showing up there. And here he says it will be entitled to 50% share of the gold along with the loaner. That's definitely good news. And these kind of stories, you really don't hear about how the fines are awarded to those who actually discover the pieces. Here we see a jolly photo of Patrick with his father Andrew, and they have been detecting together for the last 18 months. Very, very cool indeed. It was a sunny day, and I had spent most of the day there, Patrick said. I hadn't had a very lucky dig, and I found this at 4 p.m. and thought it was a piece of foil. Dad was over on the other side of the land, and I didn't even tell him about it. It didn't look like anything special. It was dented and had a little crack. Okay, so I don't know if maybe the crack was from a shovel or not, but he says, like a twisted bit of foil. I just put it in the trash bag along with bottle tops and other bits of rubbish metal I found. I'd be very curious to see how heavy it was for its size. Even as a 10-year-old boy, considering how thick it was, we see in this picture here, I would think that would stand out if it was a little heavier, because it looks to be thick enough that you can feel the weight, but it depends on the purity of the gold as well. It was only after his father realized it wasn't rubbish after all and posted a photo on Facebook for other metal detector fans to look at that the family from Fleet in Hampshire realized they might have found something of cultural and monetary value. Patrick, who has found a gold coin in a Victorian gold half sovereign before, was excited when he was told his trash was probably treasure. It was amazing to think how old the coin was and that I found it, he said. His proud mum, Carly Hooper, says he's told all of his friends and family about the find. It's something special as he's so young, she said. There are lots of other people who've been metal detecting for years and years and have never found anything like this. He's so passionate about metal detecting and burst into tears when he found the gold coin. It's a fantastic hobby as it literally brings history to life for him. That's very true. And to be able to discover a half sovereign out there from looks like to be 1879 or something, 1870, amazing. That would just be a joy in and of itself to find a gold coin out there. He will find a Roman coin, for example, and go off and research everything about that age. He has a great collection of interesting things he's found, but this is the most exciting so far. The British Museum, which is currently closed, and local museums will have the chance to buy the rare piece at market value. Otherwise, it will be sold privately with the proceeds split between the landowner and the school board. Well, that's interesting. So it wasn't taken by the government, apparently. But maybe the law is that it is the British Museum gets first dibs on it. That's what it sounds like, which makes sense. I'm hoping the landowner will think he's only young, and let him keep all the money. Carly, 42, a bookkeeper who makes her own beauty range beautiful, said. He used it to buy more metal detecting equipment as he loves it so much. Patrick now plans to metal detect throughout the summer and is hoping to find a rare hammered gold coin. I'll never throw anything in the trash bag again without checking it carefully. Yes, wise words from the boy. Yes, indeed. And really exciting for him, and just a really good, feel-good story for sure. And, I think it's something only in a place like the United Kingdom to find ancient coins, bronze or what have you, and ancient pieces and out there, considering the history that is deeply rooted there. Here in the United States, with a land so spread so far, you're more likely to find those types of things or anything remotely close to it, which means we're probably going back to the colonial age, other than old ancient American Indian artifacts on the east coast, or where the original 13 colonies were. Otherwise, it's mostly going to be ancient Indian artifacts that you would find digging, and many of those, are probably stone arrowheads and the like, and you see that. Still fascinating, but just a different way and less likely to find that type of thing. Well, fascinating story. Thank you again, Gary, for alerting me to this. And post your thoughts below. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.